Yeah, it could have. All right, so I redid it.
And
I don't know. See if you get your notification.
I don't know. Normally you appear right away.
Yeah.
No.
Instagram. Oh,
is
Nigel's
broke.
back. Thanks for coming back. It's just this. It's gonna be the Nigel show.
Okay. Hey, what kind of question do you have, buddy? We have all the time for you, bro.
We got all the time for you, for sure. I tell you what, we'll just go ahead and do the normal thing, and, well, if they're not here, they're not here. Well, Nigel, today we're working on a Dodge Ram, and we put a full, big old Kenwood system in it. We went with one of my personal favorite radios, which is the DMX 706, 901.5, and then 2 sets of the Kenwood Exelon 6900s. We went with the 03s in the dash and the 2s. You still have the speakers, right? The 2s? Oh, they're sitting over there. One-on-one class, for sure. So what we do with this is the 6x9, because their standard 6x9 doesn't really fit into the door of the Dodge Ram, we just take this mid bass and that's what we put in the back door. Then we just discount the speaker, the cost of the O2, because you could buy these O2s on their own. The 3.5s go in the dash. So what we end up with is 2 pairs of the mid bass, the 3.5s in the dash. And that's what ends up going into the Dodge Ram system that we like to do. And then we're gonna make a lot of noise with the shopping cart. In the back here, we have 2, hey, could you grab me the flashlight right there? They're literally next to you. We have 2 Kicker Comp RTs and a Rhino Line sealed box. And then there's where we put the amplifier. We make a bracket that goes and utilizes the screw down point here where the seat belt is there, and then this screw down point here, and there is a notch in the carpet. They are shallow mounts. These are the Comp RT shallow mounts. As you can tell, with this flat cone right here is kind of the dead giveaway on whether or not they're a shallow mount when you look at Kicker. Kicker does this on all their shallow mounts. Even the CVT, it's going to be almost a flat cone. They try to make them, the Comp RT, they at least try to make it look like it belongs in the lineup with their cool spoked design, but otherwise, no, but yeah, it's shallow. So they're like that deep. They do have their vented pole piece that they just came out with. That's a new design that they did for 2021. And then we run, we of course add in the braided loomed wire. We do a white and a gray. You can kind of see that they're a different color. So this would be driver, this would be passenger. Totally not necessary, but you know us, we like to do the totally not necessary. Have you found it?
No, I mean, I think you have to close it, turn it off.
I did
turn
that.
Your phone off.
I did that. I did all of that. Just go to the 5-star page. Either way, moving forward, radio in the dash. This is a shallow, short chassis radio. So the radio itself is only like this deep, which is nice if you have one of these Dodges, because you don't have to cut. There's a sub dash that's in here. And if you go with a standard depth radio, you have to cut that. But in this case, because it's a short chassis radio, you don't have to cut anything. So any of you guys that have these Dodges and you're like, I really don't want to cut the sub dash, get the short chassis radio like this, the 706 or the 7706, and you won't have to worry about it. 3.5s go up here into the top of the dash. And that's it. That's what we got going on here today. This was a nice little truck to do since we just got back off of the trip. So, hey, lots of fun.
Lots of fun.
All right. Well, that's it for now. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you guys tonight.
Bye, guys.
Bye, guys. Oh, the trip was wonderful.
That was good.
It was good. We're going to talk about it tonight on Facebook.
Yeah.
So
if you have the opportunity tomorrow.
Yeah, if you have the opportunity to tune in, definitely tune in tonight at 6:30 Eastern Standard Time over there on Facebook. Mm-hmm. We'll tell you all about the trip. We got some cool things that we want to talk about. We got some cool product that they gave us that we get to try to break. But it'll be fun. All right, Nigel. Thanks for tuning in, man. You have a great rest of your day. We'll see you soon.
It's a private show for you, buddy.
All right, see ya.
Bye. We can play some Elvis in the truck.
Oh, yeah?
Outside? Oh, see, now.
Is it working that time? Oh, my gosh.
I told you. You gotta do what I'm telling you.
Oh, my gosh.
You don't listen.
Oh, is that what it was?
That's what it is.
Okay.
So...
Arturo.
Oh, hey, man.
Hey,
I'm glad that everything came out really good, man.
She liking the big extra 6 inches?
Oh, man, he just went for an upgrade, so...
Yeah. What's up, fellas? How's everybody doing? So we're getting ready for the show. As you can see, picture in a picture. So everything is all set.
Picture in a picture.
Yeah, so we're getting ready. We're getting ready to do this. We got a box full of goodies right here. If you guys didn't check this out, look, I want you to. All right, hold on. Where's it at? All right, I want you to see that model number right there. So KK1003. The 1 is part of the Ks. This means absolutely nothing. So this is the third. This is serial number 3 for this iteration of the Epicenter. This sticker peeled off, but I actually still have it so I can reattach it to the box. This has been sitting in a garage since the manufacturing date. We're gonna open this tonight. We haven't opened this yet anywhere other than ourselves. This is another awesome, amazing example of electronic, elegant enhancement assembled exactingly in the Northwest rainforest. Oh my gosh, that's a mouthful for sure. This is a cool piece here, Hi-Fi Grand Prix Award winner. I don't even think that contest exists anymore.
No, really?
And made in America. You could say that back then.
How did you say that?
America.
Okay.
What's up from Oregon? Well, we're gonna be live doing our thing here in 10 minutes, 8 minutes, something like that. We're putting the final 8 minutes. Oh, it's easier,
6,
NASA.
4.
We're putting the final tick together. What's happening? What's the difference between a car amp and a marine amp? Most of the time, a marine amp is going to be conformal coated, meaning they've taken an epoxy and put it over the board. So if you're looking at, like, for example, we'll use Pioneer as an example. When you looked at like their marine amp versus their car amp, or even the Kenwood, they used to make the 801.5 and now they just make the 8005. They were the same amps. They just conformal coated the board. It does 2 things. One, it works against water intrusion. So mist and fog is really how that's classified. And 2, when you're banging on the waves, it helps to lock those components in place so that they don't pop off the board. There are different ratings that you can find for amplifiers, such as IP5 and IP6. And those ratings are going to tell you how much dampness the amplifier or said electronic can take. It's basically an amplifier rating. So like an IP6 is really, really good. Like all the new audio control amplifiers are IP6 rated. And what you're going to see on those, and I think a lot of them are IP5. IP6 is better, but the audio control 6. And what you're going to see is that you're going to have sealed ends where water can't get into the amplifier easily. So like if you're just splashing and it's not going to like leak into a hole or something like that. I know that Steve did a water test on the new audio controls.
You cannot go with those things.
I mean, you can if you want, but hiding and watching you and Fernando from Los Angeles, California. I'm chewing gum right now, which is a big no-no for this. I needed some gum because it's just late in the day and I just was like, so I apologize for chewing the gum. I will spit it out before the show. It's still wasn't made in America. It was assembled a better time though. No, and they're still assembled in America. Yep. So they're still assembled here in America.
Yep.
Made in America obviously has changed.
I watched the people doing it. Watch it.
Yeah. So they're still assembled here in America. A lot of their products like this are still assembled here. It's kind of cool. but you'll get to see some of that. If you haven't seen it already, obviously we've done a video on it with the audio control documentary. I don't even remember what it's called. I gotta go find that, and I think I'm just gonna relabel it audio control documentary because that's how we describe it. But we'll have the boring life of Dean and Fernando, Fernando's trip to audio control at some point, hopefully by the end of this week. So that'll be fun. Pro tech tip of the day. Today was today was just kind of a mind-numbing day. We were both really tired, so it was kind of nice. But if I was to give a tech tip, I would say if you take a long trip, don't book an overly complicated job for Monday. So learn your expectations as far as how much work you can get done when you're tired and the level of work in which you want to put out. I know that's not what you're hoping for, but it's very important when you're planning, be realistic with your goals as far as what you can expect to get done in one day when you come back and you're kind of tired from doing way too much activity. But yeah, there you go. Hello from St. Petersburg. I remember you from AVE. That would be where I'm from. Yeah, 21 years of fun and excitement at AVE. Hello from Orlando.
Hey, what's going on?
Thanks for giving me install of the week. There you go. Couldn't have done it better without the wire ruler. Pick them up. Pick up the wire ruler at mobilesolutions-usa.com. I was looking for the ruler, couldn't find it on the site. Can you switch over there real quick?
I can.
Hold on. I'll have Fernando see if he can pull that up real quick. Because there is a way to find it as far as what he classifies it under, as far as like accessories and stuff. Because it's already there.
Whoa!
Just click on it.
Me.
Well, it's amazing how the internet works.
I know.
Go to the.
It gotta be on.
Well, it's in the store, so you gotta go to the store first, and then you gotta figure out which. Is it in? I don't think it's in templates. It's not in templates. Nope.
Okay.
Nope. Go to slow down. Electronics and acoustics. See what that is.
Are you kidding me?
Maybe layout tools.
Why will be in there?
I have no idea. I mean, why wouldn't it be? All right.
Make sense there.
Nothing makes sense anymore. Hold on. All right. Well, he's gonna find that real quick. While he's doing that, we'll come back. Yeah, we're gonna find out what it's under. Did you find it? Can you just do a search? Does he have a search thing?
Yeah, yes.
I don't think he has a search.
It does.
But that's not gonna help us because we need to know what it's under.
All right.
Well, I mean, there's a site search right there. I think, is it what, just wire ruler? There you go. Well.
It's right here.
Just click here.
Yeah, but it's just a video.
Oh, it's just a video?
Yeah.
No, that's it. That takes you right to it.
All right.
What is it under? SI ruler? I don't know what it's under though.
So, but like, if you're here at home.
Hold on, let me spin it around. Sorry, guys.
So if you're here, home, right?
Yep.
It's gonna take you to there. Search bar. Say no to this right now. And then you just type wire. Before I type the whole thing, it appears right here in the bottom. So you just go down. Take a minute. And then just scroll a little bit. You know, be patient. And then you see it right there. It says wire roller. In this corner right here. Click here. It's gonna take you.
There you go.
And then, boom.
I'll see if we can figure out what I know it's under something specifically, but I don't remember what it is. Why would we know? I'm right in the middle of putting a new system in my C5. It's 250. Have you guys replaced the dash speakers in the 2008 Silverado? If so, with what size? It's a 2.5. So we've just replaced them with a 2.5 or a tweeter. There is a way to get a 3.5 in there, but you're gonna have to do a little bit of cutting in order to get the 3.5 to fit. So it's just not gonna like, pop.
Okay, so I find it.
He found it. All right, he found it. Fernando did his, all right, what do you gotta do, Fernando?
All right, guys, come on.
Yep, we're right here.
So we are at home.
Yep.
We go store.
Yep.
And then I forgot what it was.
Seriously, bro?
Specialty install.
Okay. Boom, there it is right there in the corner. So it's under specialty install.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Specialty. Because we're special.
You're special. You're so special. All right, listen, we're going to end it right there because we're going to head over to Facebook and start the show. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to this one. Live time. All right, we'll see you. Bye. There it is. Road trip 2021. Stillwater, Oklahoma. The truck is here. It is a Dodge Ram. So we got a big old 5.7 liter. Oh my God, my gas bill is gonna be crazy. This is the beast. Sitting on some big old tires. Gator wraps. That's who Stillwater uses for all their stuff. Got a nice back window. Can't see out of it, so it really doesn't matter. That's a bit weird. But yeah, this is the monster. We'll be driving this beast. I mean, of course it's got a Hemi. I mean, is there a Dodge without one at this point? You can kind of see what's going on in there, kind of. I'm not going to show you guys, so I'm not going to show you what's inside this thing yet. You're gonna have to wait, because Fernando's not here right now, and I really don't want to rob him of the joys of what's going on. However, I will do this. I will give you a little bit. I'll give you a tease. That's the side there. It's going to be a rough route. Yes, exactly, Oscar. That's what's going on in the back. So, pretty cool there. Some of the other stuff, definitely going to need a boost seat. In the back, this is kind of cool. So it's got a full-size spare. Why not, right? It's got a tent. It's got some other sundries that are nice. But way over here, you can kind of see that's an excess power supply, so that this thing can just like plug into the wall and go all day. So that's kind of a cool feature. I'm glad that it has that. To be honest with you, I'm glad that it has that. And then of course that it's got air in it, because this thing's been sitting for like a year. So the first thing I did when I got it in is check the tire pressure, because that one is low. But now you got to drive it in order for the sensors, because we waited too long. So we'll take it for a spin in the morning just to make sure that they're all good. I also got a brake light warning, so I'll have to check that later too when Fernando gets in. Oh my, I never thought I'd see the day you'd sit in an actual walled vehicle. I mean, I've been in them before. It's not like it's, I mean, I've built them before. It's not like it's that weird. You're gonna need a full-size jack as well. I think there is a jack in there. I haven't dug it all apart yet because it just got here. But I think that's what one of the bags is. On the side, there's that blue bag that is, there's that blue bag right there that weighs like 1,000,000 pounds. And then there's other stuff over here. So I'm hoping, otherwise we'll be calling AAA or some other service to come get us. But that's all I'm gonna tease you with is that. I don't wanna show you what's inside yet, because Fernando will be disappointed. He hasn't actually got to see it yet. And he's being skeptical. He's kind of being a weenie. It's like, I don't know if it's going to be loud. I can tell you, it's loud. It's loud. I paired up the remote. Has KX amplifiers in it. The batteries were dead on the cool little remote, so I had to pair those up just now. the one cool thing that I was kind of like, wait a minute, the aftershock feature isn't working on the remote. So I called them real quick, and they're like, oh no, we had these amps designed with the aftershock preset and turned off, so you can't get to it from the remote, which is kind of funny, so that people don't just blow the woofers out, because this thing is made to play all day. It's just made to play all day long. It's going to be loud enough for Fernando? That's the question. I've heard it. It's pretty stupid. Right now, the other reason too is right now it's raining, so we got a lot of rain going on. And what I'd like to do sometime tomorrow, it's been raining all day, typical Florida fun. What I'd like to do tomorrow is, of course, pull it outside and let you guys, hear it for the first time and all that fun stuff. So today I just wanted to tease you with the truck is here, so this is real now. It's gonna happen. It's fun. It's gonna be a neat trip. It's definitely gonna be an experience, that's for sure. Yeah. So, I wonder if they've done anything underneath the hood. That's a good question. Hold on. Let me try to get in here and let's take a look underneath the hood. How many watts? All of them. You'll see tomorrow. You're gonna have to wait. It's a bunch of KX power. Excess power battery. All right, let me just stroll this around here. So we got an excess power battery powering this thing up. Honestly, it doesn't look like much action going on here. It might just be all this. Oh, there it is. There's the 0 gauge. So yeah, we got a 0 gauge going. Let's see if they did a good job. It looks like they ran it all the way to the back, so they probably went underneath. Normally you drill a hole through that plastic piece right there, and I'm guessing because the bank of batteries is in the bed, that they probably just ran it to the back. They have a lift at Kicker, so they can do cool stuff like that. So that's pretty cool. Probably needs a new battery at this point, but yeah, pretty nice. One big 0 gauge. Who did they build? Kicker builds all their own vehicles. So if you caught the documentary we did on Kicker, we spent some time talking with the guys there in installation. So they build all their own stuff. They have a full staff. At the time when we filmed, it was 3 guys. I don't know if it's still 3 guys, because I know the guy that was in the video actually retired and one of the other guys took over. So I don't know if they've hired a 3rd guy back yet, but they build all their own stuff. They do all the fab. If you watch Kip's show the other night, you now see they have a full-size CNC, which at the time when they made this, all they had was like a 2-foot by 2-foot CNC. It was almost comical for a company that big. You're like, dude, why don't you guys have a... Oh, well, gotta convince people to buy it. So yeah, that's who builds all their stuff. I get rich full sound when I change jumpers to 10 volt on the 608 and switch Kicker amp to high that accepts 10 volts. When I keep it at 5 volts, I have crack input. At 10, I get to keep it at 0. Is this okay? 2019 Civic. Yeah, why wouldn't it be? Yeah, it sounds like it'd be fine. It's not, yeah, I mean, as long as you have, it sounds like you've done everything right. So, yeah, go for it. It's not going to hurt anything. Lifts make life easier for sure. Now we got to keep getting in and out of it. Let's see what we got here. Yeah, but so this will be the trip. This will be what we're doing. Saturday night we'll be headed out. Fernando, I think, is putting up the route over on the 12 Volt Clean Wire Club. He'll be putting up a little video explaining. If you caught last night's show, or I'm sorry, Monday night's show or Tuesday's rebroadcast, we kind of talk about where we're going. So Facebook and or YouTube both have the conversation about where we're going to be. I know the first 2 stops are going to be at Buc-ee's in Georgia. The closer one to Florida, there's 2. The one that's closer, I think it's Leeds. And then the other one is in Alabama, which I think is the only Buc-ee's in Alabama. So, and then we'll be passing through Memphis. We don't know where we're going to stop there yet. I mean, we may stop somewhere else along the way, because I don't know what kind of gas mileage this thing is going to get. I'm assuming it's going to suck, but it could be wrong. And it does have a full tank of gas right now, so that's nice. Two 8s in a ported box, 700 watts RMS, or two 110 in a ported box, 600 watts RMS. I mean, like, I've heard some really impressive 8s as of late. So, depending on the 8s you're going with, I wouldn't be afraid to do two 8s. I mean, we've done 4 8s, and it's just been louder than a lot of things. So, I think it'll be okay. I think it'll sound good. Years and years ago, I had two 8s in a band pass that sounded fabulous. Rocked that for like 2 or 3 years. So, I have no problem with two 8s. Who'll be in charge of the radio? I mean, honestly, most of the time I don't think we'll be listening to the radio because we'll just be talking, doing stuff like this, either on Instagram or YouTube. Oh, that brings up an interesting point. Aspect, holding the phone the right orientation. Ooh, gosh. All right, just thought of that. Good call. All right, I'm going to have to change that up. I was working on trying to figure out how we're going to hold the phone in place, but I'm going to have to bring a different case. Okay. Thanks for asking that question. For running wires under the truck for battery banks in bed, what would you like to know? Shield the heck out of it. We did that the other day in a Chevy. We did, I think it was a Chevy, and it got 3 layers of added shielding on top of it because we didn't have. It's the best I could come up with what we had here. So it got a layer of braided loom, then a layer of exterior Tessa tape, then another layer. I'm sorry, 2 layers of exterior Tessa tape. I used like 2 rolls, and then another layer of braided loom. So, and then it was zip tied to the main wiring harness up underneath the fender, so it was up out of the way. An easier way to do that if you have access to a Lowe's or a Home Depot is just go buy some underground conduit, the plastic stuff, and just run that along your bed. But either way would work. I mean, you could probably do 2 runs of the split loom or braided and split loom and tape. I overthink everything. I'm not gonna lie. You guys know that. I overthink everything. Probably would have been fine with just the braided loom zip tied up to the main harness. But, you know, I'm crazy. Should I keep it at 0 and EQ up, or keep it at -6 and then gain up? I like to go with -6, just so that I have some room. When you're EQing, sometimes you'll find that, like, if you're just like trying to get to your ideal curve, in some cases gaining up saves a lot of heartache in the sense that if you have to pull a whole group of frequencies down to keep one high, or just pull one up and leave the others alone, I prefer to do that. So I like starting at -6. That way I can essentially have 60 dBs of positive gain back up to 0 to get to the point. So I have a little bit more control, a little bit more freedom to tune it the way I want. Hi, forced vacation in Houston. Nice. Bucky's road trip. Yeah. Tommy who? Dean, I was looking at map. I didn't see California on it. It's hard to get to Oklahoma from Florida via California. I mean, as much as we'd like to, we only have so many days to make this trip happen. I know, we're a bunch of wussies. Keep it under 90. No, we're going to be keeping it at the speed limit. This ain't ours, and we don't need a ticket. So we'll be going slow and steady. Get the Bucky Nuggets for sure. I'll grab you a bag. I already started putting the system together for my Tesla. Just waiting on the Morel amps to be released. Ooh. Actually, we might have more about that here soon. So stay tuned. But yeah, way to go, Oscar. Bucky's being fake. That's supposed to be a Texas thing. We actually have 2 Bucky's here in Florida. I know there's 2 in Georgia. There's 1 in Alabama, and then the rest are in Texas. So apparently they're branching out. Dean, what's a good replacement speaker for Mark Levinson Lexus door speaker? Depends on which one you have. However, if it's like, we just found this yesterday because we ran into this problem yesterday, and it was on a GS, the car I hate the most, GS S430, the little convertible thing. And what makes that car unique is in some of the versions, there's a 16 ohm subwoofer, and then all the mids and highs are 8 ohm. So you have a 6x9 that's 8 ohm, you have 5 1/4 in the back that are 8 ohm, you have a 16 ohm sub. There's not anything out there that's gonna to make that work. It's not like you can find a dual voice coil 8 ohm driver. So then, you got a car that's almost, it is 16 years old, and you're looking at, to replace the factory speakers, you're looking at $1,600 just buying them online. If you're looking to upgrade it, you're looking at possibly $2,400, by the time you get an amp and all the fun stuff to go along with it. What we did find is if you want to rebuild the speakers, you can, because a lot of people sell rebuild kits for those old Mark Levinson systems, because it's the only thing that goes bad is the surround. However, I'm not a big fan of that either. We did find that Powerbase makes a dual voice coil 6x9. So the 6x9 can either be 2 ohm or 8 ohm, which is awesome. So we've ordered some of those, so when we run into that problem again, we'll have an 8 ohm 6x9 that we can put in the door so that we don't blow up the factory Mark Levinson system. But the moral of this story is I would head over to Powerbase and peruse their section. They have a lot of these factory fit speakers already made up, as well as some oddballs like that are, it's literally made to be a factory subwoofer 6x9 replacement. So maybe check that out for sure. Big fan of Powerbase. Mexican metal inbound, probably not, but I don't care. Should I keep the input gain? Yeah, I already answered that one. Sorry too much in between. I'm sitting back listening and enjoying the show. Oh, awesome. Split loom. Don't forget, tomorrow night is Thursday, which means that we're back. Mr. Hi-Fi Vega and myself will be back over on the Hi-Fi Vega network doing, what is it, reverse polarity? Yeah, sorry, reverse polarity. I know, brain fart. We're doing reverse polarity, then after that we're doing Side Jag, the show that we need to watch. This week is Six Underground on Netflix. It's the Ryan Reynolds movie that came out about a year ago. If you haven't seen it, definitely peruse through it really quick just so you can kind of be on the same page when we talk about it. It's an action-packed movie of fun and excitement. I rewatched it Monday night. Even though I've seen it before, I want to make sure I'm ready to go. But then, of course, Thursday. So Thursday's an action-packed night for sure. Let's fast forward to the end there. With your trained ear, what is the best ARC subwoofer? I mean, when it comes to shallow mount, obviously the more expensive one is pretty cool. I haven't heard, like, the thing you gotta remember when we hear the ARC cars, they're SQ, man, 100% SQ. They're not for banging, dropping, going crazy. So I don't really know. I know when we did the pickup truck, you had the new shallow mounts in there, and those things sounded fabulous for a pickup truck woofer. They're more reasonable than the other version, the more expensive one. I would gladly put them in my vehicle if I had a pickup truck. I was impressed with the way they sound. But it's funny you should mention ARC, because these are not mine. These are a friend of mine's. A set of the ARC RS3s and then RS1. And what he needed, he's another installer, and he needed some pieces made so that he can have templates to make like A-pillars or mounts for dashes or stuff like that, because he could never get it centered up just right. So I lasered them out for him, so he has like a basic with a 16th inch gap, and then this is so that he wants to make like a flush mount. He'll have the outer ring and the inner ring, and he can router these out and glue them together and do whatever he needs to there. So whatever he wants to do, I don't know. We made him, he can have them. Fun and excitement. But yeah, that's some ARC speakers. Kicker key 200.4 with Morel Maximo 6. Good match. We've done those before. It is. Best 1200 watts at 2 ohms mono block with decent EQ. Decent SQ. I'm sorry. Yeah, the KS 1200.1. You have the Rockford BD 1000, which is like 1200 watts. I mean, there's a ton of them. You have the you have the audio control. 1.1500. Man, there's a lot. I mean, I'm gonna forget no matter what I guess at here. But I mean, it's, yeah. I mean, I don't know. There's, you know, if you watch Hi-Fi Vega's 5 amps under $500 the other night, you got all those too. Those are way outside of my wheelhouse. So, running the JP8 and a KWP, planning on running 0 gauge power to a fused distribution block. Can I use 4 gauge for my ground? Like for like, input for output. So if you're running a 0 gauge to a distribution block, you're running 4 gauge off to an amplifier, then yeah, you could use a 4 gauge ground because it's like for like. Meaning if you have a 4 gauge input, you have a 4 gauge output, they match. If you're gonna run 0 gauge into an amplifier, then you run 0 gauge out of the amplifier. So whatever you got going in, make sure you have it going out. 0 gauge to a distribution block doesn't count as 0 gauge going to the amplifier. However, if you're using like a T block where it's 0 gauge in, out to a 4 gauge for one amp, and then 0 gauge out to the other amp, then yeah, you need to run a 0 gauge. If not, people are just gonna laugh at you. If I underpower my speakers by 15 watts RMS and go active, is that better rather than passive that requires 150, but I'm powering with 200 watts? Will I lose volume by underpowering on active? This is one of those questions where it's kind of, I get the question. I totally get the question. But the one thing you have to keep in mind is you're never going to underpower or overpower a speaker. What you're going to end up doing is not know the limits of your speaker in your system. So for example, we'll take it from both sides. If I have a speaker that says it'll handle 100 watts, okay, and I put 120 watts to it, it'll be fine as long as I understand the limitations of that speaker, right? I can also just turn the gain down and reduce the amount of signal. Now, if I can't turn the gain down, meaning let's say I have a 5-volt radio and the amplifier doesn't go below 5 volts of input for some weird reason, well then we have to limit it through the volume knob. Now, as far as the other side, if I have a 100 watt if I have a 50 watt amplifier and 100 watt speakers, as long as we set that amplifier up for its maximum powered output, which is 50 watts, and that's all we're trying to get out of it, we're not gonna have a problem with those speakers. If I hop into a car, like I hop into this truck right now and I play it, and the volume is low, how much wattage do you think the speaker is getting? It's not getting 50 watts. It's getting like 2 watts, 3 watts, 4 watts. The speaker's not gonna blow if you play it at that level because it's just normal sound coming into it. When you blow your speakers, it's because you're doing something wrong. Underpowering a speaker is not a problem. You constantly underpower your speaker by simply turning the volume down. All right? Now, how do you blow your speakers with not enough power? Well, that goes back to the original thing when I said as long as you set that amp up for 50 watts, you're fine. What happens is you take that 50 watt amp and you're like, oh, it's not enough power. Oh, I could turn up the gain and it'll be louder. No, it won't. It's just gonna distort faster. So you lose control on your volume knob. So now I'm trying to get more power out of this 50 watt amplifier, which means I'm just sending distortion of some kind into my speaker. My speaker sees that distortion, reproduces it, it creates a lot of heat. That heat causes the voice coil to get naturally hot, and you burn the voice coil. Or you cause the voice coil to fall apart, or you burn a tinsel lead, or insert problem that causes the speaker to blow. That's what happens. When you want more volume than the amplifier can give you, that's how you blow a speaker in a low wattage situation. If you hop into a car and you play it at 25 all day long, your gain structure is set up right, you're not putting that power to that speaker. You're putting a minimal amount of power. The speaker isn't gonna blow. If it's getting 5 watts, what's it gonna do? It's just gonna play sound. Okay, so does that make sense, I hope? Because I mean, a lot of people ask this question, and it's one of those things where it's like, when you turn on your system, it's not all the way up all the time. You're not putting out 50 watts 24/7, 6 days a week, and then somehow when you're listening to it low, it's not how it works. So hopefully that kind of fills in the void there. But yes, you're fine. Now, as far as active or passive goes, and that really the advantage of going active as opposed to passive in most respects is the ability to have gain control or gain offset for those speakers. So for example, once we've decided that, hey, I've set my gains on both front and rear to my maximum amount of output without distorting. So let's say they're both channels are putting out 50 watts. You get into the car and you're like, damn, those tweeters are like, oh, those are bright tweeters, Jesus. So now we can go back to that gain on that amplifier and we can turn those tweeters down. And what that'll allow us to do is better blend the tweeter and mid-range together. I personally like that control. I like being able to blend my speakers better. It just works out. So as opposed to passive. Now some passives give you like 0, -3, -6, or -2, -4. And that's what that's for, is so that you can blend better. Or another nice thing you can do with the passive crossovers is, which you can't do with gain structure on a basic amplifier, is control right to left volume. So for example, so there's a plus and minus to everything in life, and everything in a car is a compromise. So let's say you get in the car and you like the way it sounds, but the driver's tweeter's too loud. With a passive crossover in a negative setting, I can go in and I can just go -2 on the driver's side and leave the passenger at 0. That'll tone that one down. It'll help to bring the image, the center image in a little better, because now you just don't have this tweeter screaming at you, pulling all the sound of that corner of the car. So there's a plus for passive. So but keep in mind, you can still just do that with the fader and the radio. Fade left, fade right. So there's a lot of funness, guys. Funness. That isn't even a word, but it's funness. When you get an old car, do you let the customer know that some things might break, like clip store panels, etc.? Yes, of course. And I think that's almost implied. When you get old cars like that, we've had cars in here that have literally fallen apart in our hands. And I, of course, will tell the customers long before we get to that point, listen, man, you got a 20, 25, 30-year-old car, give me a break. You know, we're going to be as careful as we can, but this stuff is not made to last this long. So a lot of the times we'll get to a point and it'll be like, you know, like honestly, any Nissan pickup truck that comes in or Nissan Pathfinder or something like that, that has that, there's a stupid dash they make. Hey, there's a 50-50 chance as soon as I go to pull this off, this thing's going to break into a million pieces. If you still want a radio, that's on you. That's not on me, because I can't control how your car comes apart. So, you know, we know how to take the car apart. The car doesn't want to be taken apart. It sucks. Kicker 200.4 powering 4x6s in the door and 6.5s in the rear with a key 501 powering a ground zero subwoofer and box. A good fit for a tight space, ease of setup. Oh yeah, okay. So key 400. I'm sorry, 200.4 powering. Yeah, 4 to 6. Yeah, that'll work good. That'd be nice. Easy to set up. Yes. We do that. That's a very common system we do. We call it the Haley system, where we put a key 200.4 on the 4 corners of the car, or if it's a case we're going to do a component up front, we'll just use the 404 on the component up front, do an active front set. But yeah, the 200.4, the 500.1 keys, I love them. Do them all the time. We got a bunch of videos showing you how we've done that. As far as installation goes, dude, yeah, I mean, if you can read instructions, you're golden. As far as it's like 10 minutes of installation or 10 minutes of setup, maybe 15, and everything's done. And you're walking away going, wow, that's cool. Yes, I saw that, Bobby. That sucks. We were going to talk about it on the news show. So if I'm running that 0 gauge to a fuse block and 4 gauge to the amps, can I then use 4 gauge for ground? Yes, like for like. So yes, if you're just running a big 0 gauge back, like I said, to a power distribution block, and you go off for 4 gauges out of the amps, fine. 2021 4Runner, they changed the stereo. Do you know if it's possible to replace it? Probably not yet. If they've changed the dash kit and there's no dash kit and there's probably no wiring harness for it yet, or there might be the current wiring harness, I don't know. I haven't looked at the 2021 yet, but I can tell you right now, the first person to have anything for it will be Metra, so metraonline.com. Just keep an eye out there or see what they got listed, and you'll be in good. I missed if you answered my question, Ohm's law question. Lost signal, please repeat if you answered. I didn't see the question. Dean, how would I mount a tweeter in a stock pillar location? The tweeter fits in and mounts, but I want to secure it better. Well, there's a bunch of different things you can do. I can tell you right now that the installer's best friend when it comes to tweeters mounts, every installer, is CA glue. 2-part glue, you know, where you put this glue on and then you hit it with some activator and it locks it in place. Just like 3 little dabs just to hold it is one of the most popular ways that I've seen guys install tweeters. Obviously, if you need to fill in the gap, sometimes you put foam around it. Well, of course, just make something with the laser. A little bit more complicated. ABS or blown PVC, the Centra stuff works really good for mounting a tweeter. Sometimes if you can just make a hole, like a plug, to go over the back of the tweeter. Some tweeters will take and make mounts, like U-mounts. It's just one of those things where sometimes you got to get creative when it comes to mounting the tweeter in place. But if it slides right in and it almost locks in super tight, 3 little dabs of CA glue just to hold it is probably the most common way to hold that tweeter in place. Have you ever encountered Mopar kickers? What do you think about them? Because I am upgrading my Alpine to kicker and my 2019 Dodge Charger. Yeah, actually, I've seen them there. Obviously, kicker has them all over the place when you're there. But yes, we've actually done... We've done a couple installs where people have gotten those from dealers, even though they're not supposed to, and we've installed those into the car for them, and they sound wonderful. It's a great speaker. Kicker, it's basically a kicker speaker, just like they don't powder coat the basket, and I think it's built, the tweeter mount is built off of an older KS speaker that they used. So yeah, it's wonderful. What do you look for when getting engine whine noise? Grounds. Take your digital multimeter, test continuity for ground. Make sure you have a good ground. Make sure you're not. Make sure the paint is away. Make sure you're not using a seat bolt. You know, or it's like not getting good contact. Gain is 90% of the time your gain is up too high. Turn the gain down. Next, you want to look at your signal. Is the RCA a good RCA? Sometimes we'll drape an RCA from the radio back to the amplifier. And then lastly, the equipment itself. Sometimes equipment just sucks and you'll get noise just out of the equipment. There's nothing you can do about it. So, but those are a couple things. What do you think of the newer ARC audio components for active setups? There again, when it comes to ARC, you know, I've heard Brian's stuff, which we've done 2 videos with him now, in 3 different cars. It's phenomenal. I really like the way it sounds. It always impresses me. If you have the opportunity to hear it or buy it, I would go for it. You won't be disappointed. It's good stuff. When using Ohm's law to find out output voltage to set gains at, lowering impedance, wiring down increases power, but in math, when multiplying any decimal number below, etc. So the math method, you know, you do have to take impedance into the equation because that is the most important thing. It's not like there's going to be situations where it's not going to work out. So for example, if we look at the kicker sheet that I just happen to have here, we'll take 45 watts because it fits in the phone. Obviously at 0.5 ohms or half an ohm, you know, you get, that's where you're setting your gain on that particular amplifier to get the 45 watts out of it. If the amplifier, you know, when we come down here, you like to 150 watts or 1,000 watts. These are where this gets really tricky because, you know, can the amplifier actually do that? Can it really put out 1,000 watts? But yes, you have to take, I'm assuming you're asking the ohm load question. I don't know. I mean, when the amplifier goes lower, it's going to consume more power. Then you look at efficiency, and all the house of cards just kind of fall apart. That's why it's an okay way to do it, but on bigger wattage systems, having some form of distortion detector or oscilloscope is a better way. I don't really pay attention to the wattage on an amplifier. I just look at where it's going bad, and that's as loud as it's gonna get. So, yeah. It results in the answer smaller than it used to be, higher number impedance, meaning plugging in lower impedance number needs to increase voltage, not lower it, and Ohm's law does. Right. Yeah, and that's the thing. It's not always a perfect science. The amplifier is, that's why it's a cool way to do it in a pinch, but it sucks in reality. Practice is, that works great if you're doing something like 150 watts, 100 watts, 70 watts. The amplifiers are going to be efficient enough to handle that. They're not going to draw a lot of current. But when you get into the bigger things like the sub amps, yeah, you're going to always run into problems. That's why when we did that test the other day, we chose a small amplifier to do it. Because for one, we knew it would work, meaning it wouldn't tax the system that we were using it on too hard. I would never use that method to go back to, let's say, a 1,000 watt amp or a 5K or a 3K and just be like, yeah, let's just turn it till those numbers match up. No, I would never do that. Because yes, then you have to, like, how efficient is the amplifier? Is the amplifier really going to put out this amount of power? We're just assuming, and it probably really won't. Because even an amp dyno doesn't tax the crap out of an amplifier. It's only on for like that much, and then it's over. So it rails up and it's on. It's done. And when you look at like the dynamic test, it's just pulsing the amplifier. So it's not doing a like real world type thing where you're going to be playing a dynamic loud signal for a long period of time. That's why they're trying to change the ratings on the CEA 2006 to the amplifier has to make that power for a full minute or 60 seconds, and that's going to be your new rating. We'll see if that ever happens, but that'll be cool because then it'll make a little bit more sense. Because if an amplifier can play 500 watts for 60 seconds, then yeah, the math would make more sense because that's telling me that I could then get that out of that amplifier. Still might blow up, but whatever. Have a 2021 F-150 with a big screen. I was running a Rockford DSR1 to run 2 amps, but they don't have a harness for 2021. So now what? Now you can't use a DSR1 the way you're using it in that system. You're gonna need to get, if it has a premium audio, meaning if it has the BO system in it, you can get the Nav TV or the Metra A2B adapter, which will allow you to plug in, because the A2B software is what the new Ford is using, and iData has not made an interface for that yet. You could still use your DSR1 as a standalone DSP in that application. Now, if it is not a Bang & Olufsen system, it's just a base model, then it's just 4 channels of output. You're gonna have to get into the system, and you could use it as high level to low level through the DSR1. But you'll have to cut the harness. Bass boost on or bass boost off. It's louder. I like bass boost. I'm not gonna lie. I like bass boost. I like epicenter. I like any form of harmonic restoration. I dig that stuff. I think it's awesome. I like deep fat bass. If you like deep fat bass, then by all means, give yourself some bass boost. But no, if you're going to do that, it is going to cause the system to distort faster, which means you will have to turn your gain down a little bit. It's kind of a trade-off. All right, let's do one more. I'm planning on installing a battery isolator in a 2018 Jeep Grand Cherokee. What is true ignition source and where to find true ignition source in a Jeep? Good luck. You're gonna have a hard time with true ignition source, so to speak. It's hard to find in those particular vehicles. You might be able to find it at the fuse box for the power That, of course, might not be ignition. That might be just accessory power. There is a device from PAC called an Ignition 3. All right, an Ignition 3 is it will create an ignition source for you. And what it's designed to do, so basically it's a source that works when the engine is running. And it's just a little 3-wire hookup that senses, here it is, hold on, senses battery change or the current when the alternator turns on and creates an ignition. So it creates a fake ignition. It's called, this is backwards, hold on. It's called Ignition 3. Phantom ignition module for CAN bus vehicles and vehicles with stop-start technology. So this guy right here, it's PAC, so PAC Audio. It's this little auto leads product. It has 3 wires. What it's designed to do is, if you've ever put an alarm in that had remote start, you had 2 choices to hook that up. 1 was TAC, or 2 was ignition sense. Ignition sense sensed when the alternator was on and the voltage changed between 12 resting to 13 or 14 running. So this does the same thing. It's the same circuit. It sees where it's at rest and it sees where it's at run, and it creates ignition. It will turn on power as soon as the car starts up. So for a switching relay like that, that would work perfect. That way, when you're sitting in the car with the car on and the engine not running, the isolator is closed, and then when you start the vehicle up, it sees the voltage, it'll turn the isolator on. Yeah, that'd work great, actually. I think I might use that from now on. Huh, good idea. Good question. Hey from SoCal. Hey from Barbados. Awesome. Well, hey, listen, guys, that's it for right now. This, again, the truck is here. So we have the kicker truck. I'm going to be taking it home and keeping it safe until we leave on Saturday. So pretty cool there. But we're all set and ready to go. Road trip 2021, Stillwater, Oklahoma. Here we come. So there you go. You guys have a great rest of your day. We'll see you later. Bye. Hey, man.
What?
What was that? Is that the notification?
That's the notification.
Awesome. So the only thing I don't like, hey, it's Absolute, Rockville, Maryland. They don't know nothing about car stereo installation. They know everything. No. Say hi.
Hi.
Say hi to Holland.
Hi, Holland.
Holland, the country.
Holland?
Holland.
Holland.
Yeah. Hey, from California.
Cali.
All right, so what do we have going on today, Fernando?
Right now we have a lot of things going on. You see that? It's a mess.
It is a mess. We're deep into this. Some might say lower extremities deep.
Yeah. We have the Ground Zero kit right here.
Sorry you're using an iPad for electrical RTA. Yes, we were, and that's something we can't talk about right now. But you'll find out soon enough.
So if you don't have an iPad, make sure you buy one.
You're definitely going to want an iDevice in the next couple months, because we'll talk more. We just can't talk about it right now.
You're going to need one. And if you have an iPhone...
Is the audio bad?
The audio's bad?
I mean, I hope not. I mean, we're trying the new mics that we're going to be using on the trip. The new Rode.
All right, so
mics.
let us know if the audio is bad.
Yeah, that's important. We need to make sure we get good audio.
Tell me if the audio is bad.
I mean, hopefully it sounds okay. I'm looking at the outputs.
The new Rode. All right, so let us know if the audio is bad.
So it might be too loud.
Maybe
it's too loud. All right, hold. No, don't touch it from there. It's controlled from here.
I know.
All right, so hang on. Let me do this, and I can attenuate it down. Come on. All right, so one more.
1, 2, 3,
all right, so there.
check.
How's that?
Gains
Let
are
us know
too
how
high.
that audio is.
My
See if
gain
that
is
sounds.
distorting.
See if that audio. Currently hauling down I-55 in Illinois. Thinking about car audio. Auto sounds terrible though. All right, we just changed it. See if it sounds any better now.
Hello? Can you hear me? Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
It's better.
I hope it's better.
Cleaner.
Your voice is clipping. Yeah, it was clipping. So
Hey,
that's
guys.
that's why we turned it down some.
Boom.
Better. Is that better? Cleaner.
It is better?
Oh yeah, I just attenuated it. Attenuated it down like 5 or 10.
Way better. Okay.
All right.
I see. Dude.
Always
on,
set
man.
your
You gotta
gains.
check the
Pro
gain.
tip for traveling. Well, that's why we're adjusting them now.
Okay.
So what we're using is these cool little Rode micros, these guys, and I have the little device. This little thing here is attached to the camera. They make a digital input for the phone, which I'd much rather use, but you can't get them right now. So we're just going through the aux on the phone, as it were. So perfect. I can hear Nando reading the comments. All right, we're working on a Toyota Tundra.
That's right.
That's getting the customer's stuff. So he's got some CT sounds, speakers. So we'll get to finally hear some of what the CT sounds sound like. This is the mid-range for the dash. Has an acrylic piece. How this is gonna mount is actually gonna mount down into it. As you can see, this is recessed. That'll allow the grill to clear that. The tweeter is also mounted in. This is 2 pieces of acrylic that make this mount because these screw points are not the same height. And then you can kind of see the foam right there. There's a foam gasket that we've cut in order to focus all that energy into here. We haven't got to the rears yet, but those are the doors. Now, Fernando has the door off over here.
I do.
Which is done. So this is the mid base, all put into place. Ground zero kit all the way through. So that looks nice. The tweeters will be next. He just finished getting the sound treatment done of the door. I'm working on, now that I have his mounts for his speakers made, I'm working on the amplifier relocation. And that's what this is here. This is relocation. These are the speaker plugs for the amplifier. And they're coming into this area right here because that is where the CT Sounds 3-way crossovers are gonna go. So these are the factory plugs. This is an iData harness. This had the JBL system in it, but either way, this iData harness will work. And I know what you're gonna say is, what is the model number? And this is the AT03. So this is the one you want. It's the AT03. We're not doing the iData interface because he has something else in the dash, but that allows us to do this. Now these 2 wires running, these are going to go up to the mid-range because in the JBL system, the tweeter and the mid-range up here are on the same channel. So this and this guy here are looped together at the mid-range. So you have to put the loop back in. So the factory wiring has a loop. You need to remove it off of your mid-range and then plug it back into place, and then we run wires to them. The passenger side is already done, so you can see that wire's down, and that's what those wires are gonna go to. That's just chilling out there right now because I'd already put that in place. Center channel's already in because he wants to do a center channel speaker. Couldn't talk him out of it, he'd already bought it, so whatever works for you there. But that's what's going on in the bay. Dean, is it worth it to go active with the Morel hybrids or use the crossovers? That's entirely up to you. Morel makes a fantastic set of passive crossovers.
I go active.
But if you have the power and the money, go active.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing it sounds okay right now.
Sounds okay. Why does my LC7i give me static noise on the output? I tried 2 and the same issue.
And that's probably not the LC7i causing the static. It's probably got something to do with your installation.
I use a cheap LOC and no static.
Because the cheap LOC will act as a noise filter. Keep in mind, the LC7i is it has a power to it. So if there's any electrical issues or any of the wire that's going into it has noise on it, you're going to see it or you're going to hear it through the LC7i. So it's probably an installation issue. A passive LOC doesn't have any of those features built into it. So I would check to see your installation, see where you got your power, make sure you got a good ground, make sure that your LC7i is not sitting near something that is radiating noise. That's a big problem that I've seen. People put them next to body control modules or computers or other amplifiers that are bleeding sound. So it's basically a microphone. It'll pick that stuff up. I have two, oh, hang on, what does that say? I have too small of a box. Does adding passive radiator lower the tuning? A passive radiator acts just like a port. You may want to try to add polyfill. That might work better. Turn the LC7i down, worth a try. For sure, if the gain is up too high on the LC7i, you'll also pick up that noise. If you want to see the vehicle noise, was it today? I think today's video, if you head over and watch today's install diaries, we were looking for some ANC, automatic noise canceling, and while we're doing that, we're also showing you the noise that's just generated in a vehicle. So if you want to get an idea of what that actually looks like and how that can affect your system, watching today's video is probably fun. Hey, but you know what we need to do?
Yeah, what do we need to do?
No, you should say no.
Oh, no. Well, it's kind of the same. No, what we need to do?
We need to grab...
We need to take some days off?
We need to take some days off, but we're doing that next week. We need to take these. Here, just take the keys.
Yeah.
All right, you take the paper. We're gonna go outside, because as promised, we're going to take a look at the Kicker Road Trip 2021 vehicle that we'll be driving back to Stillwater, Oklahoma. And you can see it just
It's open.
Is it open? Oh, Paul left it open because he was gonna bring us back the HDMI that he borrowed. Hey, do you have your phone?
I do.
Okay. So here it is.
Do you have a cable inside?
Yep. Here's the 2021 Road Trip Kicker. This is a 2015. Yeah. Big dog, big wheels, big everything. We showed all the outside yesterday. I teased you guys by opening up this door and showing the side. But let's take a look at what do we got. I'm gonna go around to the other side.
Yeah, please.
All right, reconnected. All right, here we go. Sorry about that. We had a slight pause. All right, so let me slide this forward. So here's what we got going on here in the back. We'll take a look at it first. We have 6 15s in a wall, 3 giant ports, and that's being powered by 3 2400.1s. So we have 3 2400.1s, and we also have 2 402s. The 402s are powering the kick panel here, the door speaker, something up in the dash, and then whatever they put in this rear door, which I'm assuming these look like Q-Class 6x9s. So it looks like they have 4 Q-Class 6x9s, 2 Q-Class 6.5s, and then they stuff something up there, probably a set of tweeters. We're running that all off with a factory radio. It sounds like to me like they have some kind of integration going on.
Are you ready?
Yeah. So the sub-levels right here controls all 3 amplifiers. All right, so your major complaint was it wasn't going to be loud enough, but you did the nose rub, so I'm thinking it was loud enough.
Come over here.
So, our headliner's supposed to do that? Of course they are. It's totally supposed to do that.
All right, so we have...
All right.
Quick demo?
Come on. You ready?
Yeah.
What'd you think? So we were having that discussion yesterday.
Yeah. I'll definitely get you like
Just
nose.
knocking a little loose.
Yeah. Oh, dude,
Yeah?
that's awesome.
Yeah, you liking that?
I like it.
I hope it doesn't break the windshield for us.
Well, wait, no.
Does it hit harder than the quad box? Just a little bit. Just a tad. Just a smidge.
Good.
Just a little bit. What else
Yeah.
can I play? So this is what we got. We're gonna be driving this for 20 hours of fun and excitement. Make sure to tune in. We're gonna be going live on YouTube and Instagram. So
Yeah.
we'll be having all kinds of fun. You feel it in your chest? Oscar would like to know.
No, I feel it in my nose, like
Yeah?
tickling.
Tickling?
So did you show them everything?
Yeah, I mean, I'll come back around.
All right, come on over here.
What's up, Mel?
All right.
So there it is. There's the 615s. They went for this like very rugged look. Like this is metal. This is cut metal. This is all cut metal, etched acrylic.
Yeah.
But yeah, Kicker built this. This is all built in house. Close driver's window and get him outlaw passenger door open. Yeah, these SPL guys, I tell you.
Oh, I got. They put the logo on the seats.
Yes.
I like it.
Yeah, it turned out nice. So we're gonna have all kinds of fun with this.
Do you have a booster seat at home I can use?
Yes. Yeah, see, it boosts up. You'll be fine. Yours goes a lot more forward. See, you have room behind your seat when you're sitting in there. All
Yeah,
right,
but I also don't like to drive like this.
that's touchy.
See, that's better.
Yeah, but that's touchy.
That's
so you
touchy.
need to come forward about 2 inches.
How about now?
That good?
Yeah. So, all right, cool.
So yeah, we got 3 2400s power.
So that's the Q class.
That's the Q class.
That's the Q class coaxials. What do we have in the doors?
So it's a Q class 6.5, Q class 6x9s, front and rear, and I couldn't see what was in the top. Oh, here comes the fire truck. Yeah, fire truck.
Nothing in the front. Nothing on the.
I don't know.
It's nothing.
Okay, there might not
Yeah.
be. Seems
Yeah.
kind of a wasted
Oh,
opportunity.
I agree.
We do have an SPL meter. We were gonna play with that a little later.
Yeah. Not right
charged
now,
up
man.
the batteries.
Kind of busy.
There's 3 2400.1s and 2
402s.
402s. That's the 2400.1s. It adds a lot of weight. This thing drives like a pig.
Yeah.
Gotta get back to work. No problem. See you, Power Hog. All right, let's play one more song, and then we gotta get back to work.
All right, hang on. I mean, I don't know what kind of song do you guys want.
Play.
Whatever. I'm gonna play.
Play
this.
some of that Steve Mead, his guy.
I don't know. Actually, Oscar,
All right,
give
play
me
whatever you want.
some stuff in here.
I gotta download the DJ Wrath stuff. Wraith.
Oh, yeah?
Sorry, DJ Wraith. He
really?
sent us a bunch of stuff so that we can play. Banda, no Banda.
Oh, what are you talking about?
We don't have an epicenter. They Cy Morris. That's what I was talking about.
But this is
They've locked it off.
what?
They locked it off. I had to call Joe yesterday because I was like, why doesn't the Quake work? And they're like, we turned that off. I was like, you can do that?
I turn it down.
Metro Boomin want some more, nigga.
So the mirror, as you can see, is no longer there. It's totally unnecessary.
Why
But
would you need
it's
it?
in the armrest. I found it yesterday. I also brought some wet wipes. Did you put the insurance in there?
It's right here, but I'm gonna put it right here.
Tuck it in there. Yeah, that's all our papers.
All right, let me
got our paper.
let me back it up, please.
Yeah.
Nobody in there. All right.
Yeah. All right, let's head back inside. Roll up them windows.
I'm going to. Hop in.
Why do I want to?
No, you're gonna blow the speaker on the
I was
phone.
gonna say, we just got these mics. Passenger holds the mirror.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Woo! Excited.
Yeah? So that's it. That's what we're gonna be driving Saturday night. It's when it starts. Yeah, that's you. It's totally you.
That's big, man. Can't drive a big truck.
Well, we
gotta
got
show the legs.
we got 20 hours worth of driving a big truck, so. Oh God, it's gonna be forever. Oh, excuse me. That felt wonderful.
What's the truck for? Arturo.
It's because we volunteered to do something stupid.
All right, close it.
Did you lock the car?
I do.
Shows people don't have car alarms anymore. Not a single one going off. I think it's just they did away with the shock sensors. The truck is for Clearwater to Stillwater. Yep, that's what it's for. We volunteered to drive it home. So it's been sitting here in the reps driveway for a year. They kind of want it back finally. And so we were dumb enough to go, hey, we should drive it home. So, okay. Yeah. But that's it. So that's what we got going on today. Make sure to tune in tonight on the Hi-Fi Vega Network. We're going to be doing reverse polarity. We're going to be doing side jag. We got a great movie that we watched that we're going to be talking about. Hi-Fi came up with a great topic that a lot of you guys commented on, so that's going to be fun to talk about for sure.
Okay.
Plus, they didn't do a show last night, so a lot of you guys are jonesing for some car audio noise. We'll be there making it, because it's a very serious show, guys. It's a very serious show. And if you want to catch up on the news, make sure to tune in tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock. Dieter Fernando's Car Stereo Clips will be doing the news show there. Talk about everything that's been going on in car audio, why we can't get products, new stuff that's come out, all that fun stuff. It ought to be fun. It ought to be something. And of course, Saturday night, we'll still be doing our live show. We'll still be doing it. We're gonna be here in the install bay, doing the Q&A that we always do every Saturday night. We're not going to do that. We're gonna start after that. So we wanted to make sure we got a nice show in, kept everyone kind of on the regular, as it were. And that's what we got happening. So thank you guys for tuning in, and stay tuned. We're gonna have a lot more of that truck. You guys will hate that truck by the time this is over, because I know we will.
Yeah?
But
Nah. See you guys tomorrow.
see you guys tomorrow.
Bye.
Bye. Hi, I'm Tyrone, and I'm here to save your life. You were like, he better slow down. I know where he's going with that. I got you. I got your number. Tyrone.
If you guys haven't seen that.
Yeah, if you haven't seen the Hi, I'm Tyrone, go look that up.
Yeah.
Definitely. I don't know why we're giving him creds. Good day, everyone, and welcome to 5 Minutes of 5 Star,
Yeah.
the Netflix show.
Woo!
Yeah, we're on Netflix now.
Looking forward to that,
What's up, Oscar? How's everybody doing? Hello from Chicago.
We just got
Hola, amigos.
we just got a phone call from Netflix that they want to show. Ha, wish.
I was gonna say we wouldn't be in this place. Hello, Big Dean and Fernando from Ohio.
Ohio.
Big boy toys.
Yeah. Ooh.
So what we're looking at here is the rear door panel of the Toyota Tahoe. Tahoe.
Yeah,
Tundra.
something like that.
Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah, you got
Tundra.
it, dude.
Got the zero gauge here, which is nice. So that's my next project, is working on the fuse holder.
Yeah.
But before we get to that, I wanted to come over here and show you a couple things that we've got going on with this door panel. First off, this blue thing here.
What is that?
This is the tweeter mount that I came up with on the last one of these that we did. I don't like doing tweeters in the rear of these. I don't like it. I think it's a waste of money and everything else. But some people still want that tweeter, and hey, you know, it's your car, it's your world, whatever. So I came up with this tweeter mount system, because what we're looking at is this thing sticks out like this far, and it's a real tiny tweeter, and there's no way to do this. So this is 5 pieces of 1/4-inch acrylic stacked on top of one another that locks into place. You can see one of the screws there. That's holding that in, and that is what the tweeter is mounted to. Very over-engineered piece that we make in order for that to stay on. Hidden behind this piece of foam right here is the CT Sounds crossover. Even though it's the JBL system on this particular version of the truck, the rear, this and this are sharing the same signal. So we've mounted in our crossovers, we have our 4-channel disconnect. We don't need a 6-channel because the tweeter is mounted to the same door as the passive crossover. This is also put in an area where it's obviously not going to get wet, get ruined, all that other fun stuff. But they can easily, if they need to service this door or replace a window, as we found out, it's had a broken window on this side.
Oh, they did.
They can easily unplug this and service the car, do what they need to do, and then plug it back in when they're done. And he's finishing up. Don't have to cut any wires. Don't have crossovers that are falling out of the doors or any of that other silliness.
That noisy.
Dean, what's your take with underseat subwoofer best brands? I mean, I'm a Comp RT guy. I love the Kicker Comp RT. I love the L7T. Arc Audio has their new shallow subwoofer that we got a chance to take a listen to at Knowledge Fest Orlando, which we did film a video on.
Yeah.
It sounded wonderful. Like, I was very happy with the way that thing sounded. I enjoyed it a lot.
Yeah.
You know, it just depends what you're trying to do. 4/8 under seat boxes are also real popular. We've done that Bobby Gately 4/8s with 3.5K, just knocks your world silly. So, you know, lots of thought going on there. Audio Control LC 1.800 with an Epicenter or Kicker KAC 800.1 with aftershock technology. Space is no issue, just asking which is best. I'm gonna go with the LC 1.800 and the Epicenter. That's just me. Illusion or TW3? I don't know, man. I've heard the Illusion. I haven't heard. I don't know. That's a tough one, Oscar. Why you gotta throw it at me like that? Factory hood should be auto EQ, then set up input gain EQ, then set up amplifier gain. Yes. Yeah, that's a good. Yeah, that's a solid. That's a solid method. American base.
American Base.
American base. All right. Any good box builders for 2020 Rams in Cali? I mean, MTI will ship anywhere. And I know Junior over there at, what's Anthony's place?
Audio Systems?
Audio Systems will build you anything you want. You also have, the problem is finding somebody that has time to do it right now. So if you're in a hurry, I would check out MTI. You can probably get that in a timely manner. This door is already done. See, factory, it all looks factory. It's really nice. We'll go up here to the front door. This has the CT Sounds and their logos. Fernando didn't want to use their logos, so he had me make these 5-star logos to replace the JBL logos in the door. So that's what we did there. This has 2 amplifiers. There is a sub going in here. We just got done sound treatment this whole piece and putting it back together. But before I did that, I wanted to show you. So this is the factory P310. We've never done a 10 back here. This is what he had. So I'm curious to hear how this sounds. It's going to be powered off of this. This is the, hold on, let me grab this light right here. This is the Mini T, which is one of my favorite amplifiers. Oh, wrong way. 501. And then we have the Zero Gauge coming in with the distribution block. This is the, what wire is this? New Concept wire. This is all his stuff. It's the New Concept distribution block. And so what's happening is this remote turn on, this RCA is actually going into the center console, which we showed you yesterday, and is getting powered off of the Kenwood. This is the KCA 600 DSP. This is the 6-channel DSP amplifier with 4 channels of output. This is going to be powering the front, rear, and center. So this is, you know, we went with the split design because we just wanted enough room for this to go in there and not have to stress. We could have fit it all underneath this seat, but I was like, nah. This is the AR box that is, you have to have the AR because this only has 2 channels of input and no remote turn on. So the AR is generating our remote turn on for us. And I just want to show you, to do this, I'm of course stretched across the car so that I can get you the best angles. Fernando has just finished up this side of the door. We have the CT Sounds speaker in the door. The wire hanging down here, this is to plug into that crossover. So it'll be nice and easy. There'll be enough room so we don't have to worry about them ripping it off, just like the factory, it hangs out. This is all put back together. This is the ground zero door treatment kit that we do. The premium door comes with everything that you need. It's pretty awesome. So that's what we got going on. Any modules for a 2020 Denali HD? That's going to be AV, as in Victor, B. Right now we're just waiting for the nav TV piece to be re-released. So that's who's going to have it. So if you head over to their website, that's going to be, they've had it in the past, then they had to recall it. Now they've got a new one that's coming out. Supposedly that's going to be here any day now, according to the last guy we talked to. What's up? Scott for Power Hog and host. Currently installing an Intoxilock. DUIs, gotta love them. Saw after this morning's news that GM is stopping production due to chip shortage. I'm glad that came out after the news. Gotta be honest with you, it's kind of depressing talking about this stuff all the time like that. High Five Vega in the house. What's up, y'all? Hey. Nice, a P3 shallow. I love the P3 shallows. I love them in the factory boxes. I think they do best in their factory box. We don't always have the best luck when we take them out of the factory box. I know that seems weird, but they're really picky. But when they're working, they are working well. So we actually have a 212 box made to go in here that we modeled after the single factory box. Kept the same airspace, kept basically the same parameters, so we have a lot of luck with that box. Just got off work checking this install out before heading home. Dean, I need 5-star speaker logos for my Tacoma. You did. It just happens. I know. I'm sorry. We try the best we can. Thank you to Fernando for telling me to go active.
I did that?
Yeah, you did that.
Blame Dean.
Don't blame me. Blame you. It's all you. Hey Dean, do you have a file for the blank switch on the Accords? I don't know.
Which one?
Because like when we do the Accords, we actually, the piece that we have is bigger than the factory because I don't know. Hit me up, Oscar. We'll talk. 12-volt yoga. I know, it's so comfortable though. Wait a minute. That GZ kit looks legit. The GZ kit is awesome. You know, and it's like, so this is the fun. Bobby bought these from us too. So Mr. Bobby Burkett bought these. But
Bobby?
Oh yeah, Paul sent him out a set of these. I'm sure the shipping was wonderful out to California. But yeah, this door panel is all sound treated up. Hey, could you call the call the top under seat subwoofer? No idea. Is it easy to run new speaker wires through a Toyota 2014 RAV4? No. What's your thoughts on that new concept wiring? Have none. Quick question. Do I set the bass knob too high when setting gains on 5-channel amp? Yes. Because that's how you're going to be playing it. That's how you want to set it up. So I got a quick question. Good. I literally called like almost every car audio company that I could today to see if I could get a simple answer, and they literally all said, sorry, sir. Well, what was the question?
What was the question?
I don't know. Here's the question. Wait. Can I use Alpine MRV M500 preamp to connect a 4-channel amp. Wait a minute. What? Can I use Alpine MRV M500 preamp to connect a 4-channel amp? I don't understand the question.
So you're gonna use the M500 as a preamp to go to another amplifier?
I don't understand the question. I don't know. That seems weird. Dean, when sponsor the sound system? I have no idea.
Indeed.
Dean, what were the companies you mentioned that create boxes? MTI and which other ones? Oh yeah, that's right. I was gonna do that. MTI, Fox Acoustics.
Right now, you gotta be patient.
You gotta be patient with them. What's the one?
A-Train?
No, not A-Train. The one where we get the Honda quarter boxes from. Zen? Is it Zen Audio? Yeah. Yeah. I think it might be Zen Audio. I'll have to look it up. I'll definitely work on that one here in the next couple days.
What about SRQ?
SRQ Customs over in Sarasota has a website you can order from.
There you go, you're welcome.
And then Traffic Jams.
Traffic Jams.
Of Georgia, of Atlanta, yeah. Or they're outside of Atlanta, actually.
But it's just...
It says online that the Alpine MRV M500 pre-out signal outputs a full range signal, but I don't know. It sounds weird. All right, so I think I understand what you're saying. So on like the Alpine amplifiers, like the sub amps, they have an input and an output. It will put out whatever you feed it. So for example, if you grab a speaker in your car that doesn't have a full range signal output, it is not going to create a full range signal for you. So like, let's say you were in a Chrysler, you grab the rear speakers that aren't full range. If you're going to feed those to, let's say, some tweeters or something, then no, they're not going to sound right. If you're using it as high level. But the idea behind that was always like, if you're going to feed it from an aftermarket radio into... All right, let's back it up just a little bit more. The reason why that feature even exists in the first place is because back when radios only had 4 sets of preamp level outputs, meaning front and rear, what you would do is you would take that and you take the fronts and you put it into the input of the mono amp like that, and then you take those out and go off into the front inputs on your 4-channel amplifier, and then you'd run the RCA into the rear amplifier. That way you would have a... you wouldn't have to use Y connectors to connect in. Moving forward to today, if it is a high level to low level backwards, which sounds like it is, if you're not feeding it good signal, you're not going to get good signal out because it doesn't DEQ, or it's basically just a generic output. Any piece coming out better than the AXD SPLs? Oh, not that I'm aware of. Yeah, not that I'm aware of. No one is mentioning anything. As long as you are feeding the MRV a full range signal, yes. Yeah, so there's the answer to that question. On the back of the mono block, there's an input and an output, which is preamp. The output would be for going out to the second amplifier.
Yeah.
Hey guys, haven't joined in 2 months, missed the show, tons. Dean, any updates on your Mustang build? I appreciate it. Yes, there's nothing to report. I put a red gear shift cover on, which I was pretty excited about. That was pretty exciting. That took all of like 10 minutes, and then I had more work to do. So it was pretty good. Zen enclosures. Yep, that's it. See, I knew it was Zen.
There you go.
Yeah, they make a lot. That's where we get like those weird custom fit ones. Like the Accord box that just fits right into the back of the Accord. Those come from Zen.
I'm gonna take your word for it.
Yeah, they're pretty nice. Fernando has the right idea. That's what I wanted to do.
About?
Well, I don't know. You had the right idea. Just chalk it up and go, cool, man. I have a current 1-seat tune on a DM810. How can I make it so I have a dual seat tune that is balanced off on a separate preset? Well, okay. You're never going to get a perfect, like, one seat experience from both passenger and driver at the same time with that particular processor. It's not going to happen. However, you can come up with an all-seat tune, as it were, where it just sounds kind of like a normal car would, where it's not having some form of surround in it, as it were, or some form of DSP that is doing time alignment to make it come out of the center. It's just not possible. The easiest way to do something like that is to go back into your preset, copy preset 1 to preset 2, and then on preset 2, change your time alignment to a center point in the vehicle. So like basically go to the armrest, come up to about head height, and use that, put something there, and then just kind of use that as the time alignment to that piece. And that would be the easiest way to do that. The other thing you probably will need to do is go in and check your levels to make sure that the levels are also correct. If you have a RTA, you can put the RTA mic in the center and then, make sure everything is good there. Make sure that you may have to do some minor adjustments to the EQ just to balance left and right equalization. But that would be the closest you're going to get to something like that with that processor. And it would sound good. I mean, we've done it. It sounds fine. It's a nice sound. When you run speaker wires from trunk to doors, what do you use to protect them? Tessa tape? Most of the time, we use the exterior Tessa tape. Tessa makes two types of tape, which, here we go. They make the stuff you got to cut with scissors, which is this stuff, kind of looks like hockey tape, and then they make this fuzzy stuff, which is what's normally for interior. If you live in a hot place like we do, I really don't use a lot of this. We would use this. However, long runs that are going underneath carpet, never going to see the light of day, then I'll just use this. It just depends what kind of mood I'm in. Gately box, thank you. That was the other one. On our way to Disneyland. Way to go, Bobby. Next level fabricator if you're needing a great quality custom built box. See, there you go.
There you go.
I just wanted to know if I could do that because the supposed wattage from the preamp is higher than my stereo output. There again, I think it's what it feeds in, feeds out. I don't think it's gonna sound any better. Yeah. Hey, what's the best head unit on the market? The one that you can find right now. That's it. It's just one that you can find because there aren't many to do. Contact Paul at the store, send him an email or whatnot, and then when I have free time, I give you a call back. Do you tune the cars? Yes, all the time. It's kind of the process when we're done. Johnny, what's up, Johnny? The most expensive Kenwood Exelon you can afford, although they are all on back order. And that was the answer I was going to give, but yes.
That was good.
LOL, you're reading all old answered questions of mine. Sorry.
You're old, dude. Come on.
Any help would be great. All right, what was the question? I have a Kenwood DDX 2766 BT or 276 BT in my girlfriend's car. Been giving her grief or giving her problems lately. Satellite radio drops out almost constant, and the USB will not work for Android Auto or updates. Check your cable. For Android Auto, it's always the cable. Too, yes, there's probably a software update for it, and
delete the phone, delete the radio,
delete it all.
Basically start all new.
Yeah,
and,
reset the radio if you can.
Reset the radio, reset your phone.
Check, go into the about sections of the radio or general, it's something silly is what they're called, and see what the current firmware is, see if there is a firmware update. If there's a firmware update, reset your radio, get that USB working again, and do the update.
Or get an Apple and you're never gonna have a problem.
That is also true. He said it, not me. Do you tune? Yes. Should that be a shirt? Do you even tune, bro?
No.
You can look for Kenwood updates on their site, as Johnny had said.
Yes. Support.
Dean, are your shoes comfortable to be working with all day? It's the only kind of shoes I own, so I'm gonna go with yes. I mean, when we're working, we do stand, like if I have to stand here, I do stand on this floor mat. But I mean, we walk around everywhere, obviously, but no, I don't know. I've been wearing them for years, so I mean, Shoes are important, man. When it comes to working shoes, I'm not gonna say, oh, bro, these are the best. No, because some people got real feet problems. I'm not one of those guys, thankfully. So, if you need comfortable shoes, man, find yourself a Happy Feet store and get some comfortable shoes, because we spend a lot of time on our feet, and what's good for me is not necessarily good for you. Android is the devil, period. That, folks, was Jeff Smith. If you need more of a glowing review, Jeff Smith said it, not me. I'm not saying I disagree with him, but if you want to kill a demo, plug in an Android phone. That's the best way to make a system just go take the wind out of that sail. What is the best DSP to get? All right.
Here we go again.
Here's what I would suggest. First things first, you need to understand the software and DSPs. You need to know what you need before you buy a DSP. If you don't know anything about DSP, which a lot of people don't, we just did a great video with Audio Control last Thursday. It's called Demystifying the Black Box, the Modern DSP. All right? Start there. Watch that video. It'll kind of get you to wrap your head around what a DSP does. Once you understand all of those things, then you can start downloading software to your computer and figure out which one does that the best for you. And that's what I mean, what does it the best for you? Because what's going to work for us might not necessarily work for you, probably will, but when it comes to DSPs, I like to have everybody's DSP. I'm DSP agnostic. I like them all. I have Helix, I have JL, I have Audio Control, I have ARC, I have Alpine. I have some off-brand ones. We have Moscone, we have Rockford, Audison, Hertz. We even have a Phoenix Gold. Thank you, Jeff. They're all great. It's just a matter of what you're trying to do. For sat radio, make sure your antenna is mounted open as high as possible. That or use factory antenna. You are correct, Johnny. You speak like you know what you're talking about, Mr. Bullen.
You are a DSP hoarder, Dean.
I am a DSP hoarder. Oh, I'll be the first. Oh, and I have Ground Zero. We have 2 Ground Zero ones, too.
Yeah, we do.
I'm a DSP hoarder. There's no question about it. I will hoard as many DSPs as I get my hands on, because you guys ask a lot of questions about them, and I like to have answers. Some I don't, because they're just... Some guys really overthink their DSPs. There's no question about it. And it's like, back it up, guys. Back it up. Have you heard about Dual? Did something happen to them? Did they go out of business? I mean, I know that they just got a new guy in charge. No, that was Boss.Maybe that was Dual. One of them got somebody got a new dude. Either way, I don't know. What happened? Did they go on fire? I meant DSP, not FSP. I know what you meant. Good times, you. Oh, really? What you feed in... you get out. It says on Alpine's website, constant, non-fading, full range, 4-volt pre-out output. Ha! Weird stuff. I don't know. Honestly, lots of audio sites, right bowl, wrong specs. Well, okay. This is an easy enough thing to test. If it has a line conditioner of some kind that is amplifying the output, then yes. However, if it's relying on if you have 4 volts in, it will mirror the 4 volts out. That's also can be worded that way too. So all of the radios have 4 volts of output. Well, yeah, most of them do at this point. So there could be wording it in the way as up to 4 volts in, up to 4 volts out, and forgot to put the up to. However, there could be an amplifier in there that is upping the voltage. The easiest way to test that is with the digital multimeter. If you have a phone and you have an aux cable and you have a tone generator app on your phone, if you take your digital multimeter, take your phone, aux to RCA, plug it into the input of the amplifier, and before you do that, play a test tone and turn the volume up on the phone until it reads like 2 volts, 3 volts, whatever it is. All right? See what's coming out of the output of the amplifier at max volume, because that's kind of where you have to be at max volume. You only get 4 volt at max volume. It doesn't play 4 volts of output unless the volume's all the way up. But you can test for that to see what's actually coming out. Yes, Bobby, road trip 2021. The beast is outside. So for you guys that don't know, for some reason, we are going to be going to Stillwater, Oklahoma this weekend to return the kicker truck, which is right there. Yeah, I drove it to work today. just to try to get a feel for how this monster drives. It drives like it just drives like a fish, man. It's crazy, or a whale. Got a business question. Do you guys turn away remote starts? Or if someone wants it, do you do it trying to decide if it's worth business? So this year we decided to take the towel and throw it in. No more remote starts. It's not anything we ever had a big need for. We didn't get a lot of them here in Florida for whatever reason. And so it just got to the point this year where it's like, it's not worth it. We don't have the time to deal with it. Some people, obviously, there's a lot of stores that make tons of money off of remote starts. We just don't. So, and the only thing we sold was remote start alarms, not just a simple plug-in, like push lock 3 times type thing. So yes, and it was a happy day. I actually was so excited. I was like, oh, thank God. Because to me, it just always hung over me like just a black plague of doom. It's like, oh, we got a remote start. Great. I know what I'm going to be doing for the next 4 or 5 hours, and then hope it works, because I just don't do enough of them to where I know all the tricks. Who is the better driver? Oh, I mean, when it comes to trucks and like driving through these doors, Fernando for sure. I overthink everything, so he's way more cautious. However, I'm way more cautious. He just I can do this, man. So I'm gonna go with Fernando on that one. Make a detour through Denver on the road trip. Jesus, that would be fun, right? Make a detour through Denver. I mean, what's up, Arturo? Haha, sounds like me. I don't like alarms either. No, the alarms, there's guys that love alarms. I was just never one of them. I just,
Jeff loves alarms.
Jeff loves alarms? He might. I mean, not me.
What kind of alarm he had before?
I mean, I gave him the Clifford Avant-Garde.
There you go.
Yeah. Well, that's nostalgia. Who doesn't like nostalgia? All right. Thank you, feeling excited. Finally finished my system and finally pretty happy with it. Tempo Ultras, L7R, ported factory box, D5 1300. Thanks for all the help. Oh, that's a nice system, man. I'm glad you like it. Thank you for exact feelings. I'm good at feelings. One more question. Oh, sorry. So obviously I love my Alpine amps always. I bought the same MRV M500 amp on offer up for $20. That's a deal. I plug it in, it powered up, but no sound. What's my issue? Well, as far as an amplifier goes, there again, if you have a digital multimeter, the easiest thing to do is take your digital multimeter, set it to AC, play some sound, take your multimeter, see what's going on, and see if you have signal coming in. It should move, unless you have, just play anything. If it moves, plug it into the amplifier, hook up to the output of the amplifier with the same digital multimeter, and see if you get any movement. If you get no movement, that means it's not passing signal. That means there's something wrong inside the amplifier. It's just not amplifying. Obviously, the other thing to do is make sure your gains are low enough and it's not clipping. But if you get no sound at all, then I would just see if you have any output. Say if you have input, then see if you have output. And if you don't have output, then you know the amplifier's dead. Lights on, no one's home, as we call it. Entity core turning with AX DSP. Ooh. Remote start in the wintertime in Ohio is a must, 100%. Oh, I mean, you have to. I mean, don't get me wrong, my car has remote start. I just don't want to put them in. Do demos at all the rest areas, LOL. Wake them up as you roll through. That would be mean. Plus, then I got to deal with these truckers chasing me down. One of them probably Robert Van Hoyt, and he'd just shoot us. I don't need that crap. Does the base Ford system in a 2019 Fusion have factory amp? Sync system, 4 basic speakers, can't find one. Not sure if there is one. It's a Fusion, by the way. No, if it's just a base model system, it's not going to have one. But I would go on to idatalink.com and see if you can reflash the radio with an AR. If you can reflash the radio with an AR, that'd be a DFO2 harness. Yeah, DFO2 harness in an AR. You might be able to reflash the radio like we do in the Ford F-150s. We do it in the Explorers. I think you can do it in that car, and that'll give you a 4-volt non-EQ'd output. Then you could go off into any amplifier, you know, solder some RCAs in, call it a day. It's freaking awesome. I opened the amp and checked out completely. No components are messed up. It looks brand new. Could be in the input section. You're not going to see that in the input section. So like if there's just something bad in the input, not all amplifiers you blow the output devices. Sometimes if you blow an input device, you're not going to see that because they're small. Flip all switches and dials. Dirty contacts can cause output issues. There you go. That's another tip. Good one. Good tip. Red pill or blue pill? I'm going down the rabbit hole. When is Air coming out with an Accord Premium system? I'm tired of echoing mic. I wish I knew. Unfortunately, when it comes to iDataLink, we no longer have with us our person. He has passed away, and with him, all the secrets that we were able to glean from that. So it's going to be a while before we know anything that's happening with them. So sad day, sad topic. Almost quitting time, fellas. Oh yeah, 10 minutes. Do you need to set time delay on a DSP when you're using high-level output from your factory amplifier to your DSP? Do you need to? No, you don't ever need to do delay for anything. Delay is one of those features that is, if you want it, you want it. If you don't, you don't.
You still
No, why? Yeah, I mean, it's still live here. I don't know. Either way, no, you don't have to. Plus, if your factory amplifier already has delay and stuff built into it, then you don't have to do that. Did it refresh? Yeah, there you go. So, anyways, hey, listen, guys, we're going to call it there. Stay tuned. Tomorrow is when it all starts. So, tomorrow, Road Trip 2021, later in the day, it's kicking off. We're on our way to Stillwater, Oklahoma. How exciting is that, guys? But for now, you go forth, be merry, have a wonderful Friday night, and we'll see you later. Bye.
Bye.